Hello and welcome to Tuesday Night Torg. I am JM, your GM, and we are kicking off the official start of our new Torg campaign set in Istanbul. This is going to be the start of Adventure 1, the legacy of the Nabataeans. So, you have met over the last several weeks all of our new Storm Knight team, but I'm going to let them all introduce themselves one more time, in or out of character, however you would like to do it. I'm going to start with Gabe, and we're just going to get right into it tonight. So, naha, and it works! Yes! So, Gabe, would you please introduce yourself and your character?
My name's Gabe, and I will be playing Zorba Aladdin, the famous movie star who has been recruited by the Delphi Council. He found after the Nile Empire invaded that his movies remained, they just all turned black and white and silent.
Hence why you are currently existing in black and white.
Absolutely.
Screen.
I have horrendous gambling debts, which I
have that
joined
written
the
down.
Delphi Council to pay off.
Yeah, basically, when in doubt, bring up Zorba's gambling debts. That's going to be the motto of the campaign. In fact, I may allow the chat to vote when the gambling debts should come due. I feel like you owe it to maybe Haba the Jut. I don't know, something like that. Jenny, would you go ahead and introduce your character? Tell us a little bit about her.
All right. Hi, everyone. I am Kit of Carnum. You can call me Kit for short because I will never know how to say that right.
I'm always impressed when you say something beyond Kit. Because I'm like, it's Kit. Oh, right. No, I'm not going to try that. It's Kit.
Yeah, it's for the best. I say something different every time.
It is literally just some gibberish that I wrote down on your notebook and you tried to pronounce.
Yeah, it's going really well.
Who's that mummy? It's Kit.
So yes, I'm Kit the Mummy. I also am from the Nile Empire, hence the mummy part. I was resurrected, and they realized that I was not supposed to have been resurrected because they were looking for a pharaoh, and instead they got the advisor, who was who was honored with an involuntary mummification. And now I'm here, very excited, living my best thoroughly modern mummy life.
That's right, the thoroughly modern mummy life. One, I appreciate good alliteration, and two, it's just delightful. Brother Block, go ahead. I'm just going to be referring to, for the chat, and just to cut down on the confusion, I will be referring to one Ben as Brother Block, and the other one as often as I can as Kowalski, to the point that I don't refer to him as Ben in public anymore. Just refer to him as Kowalski. Brother Block.
Bonjour.
English?
Brother Block. My Brother Block is from the Cyber Papacy. He's a Templar. He was punished by the Cyber Papacy with excommunication. He was stripped from his connection to the Godnet and set forth into the new world, which is Core Earth, our Earth. Well, not really our Earth, and Earth where the physics of the Fast and Furious franchise are real physics. And
The later movies, because the original ones were pretty grounded.
Yes, after the drifting. Removed from his God's net and operating on a basic DOS system, he was a blind, homeless man wandering the streets of France until the invasion of the Cyber Papacy. I have now regained my strength and become the Shining Templar that I am ready to hammer out justice with a giant hammer. And apparently I just learned English, but I'm not very proud about it.
All right, Kowalski, give us an introduction.
I am Ben, clearly, other Ben, playing Kowalski Banzai, a Tharkoldu aspirant from the Thorkold Cosm. That is a techno demon. I have, I guess, about $20,000 in game worth of occult tech implants, which have horribly disfigured me, which apparently doesn't make much difference. Because I'm an aspirant, I originally was about 10 feet tall, I realized, after my initial game, and it has since shrunk due to my removing my connection to evil magic, because I'm one of the heroes now.
That's right. You're one of the good guys.
One of the good guys now.
And then from our last one shot that we did, our day one shots, Kaylee, you're playing Delilah. Do you want to give us a little rundown on who Delilah is?
Yeah, well, she survived the night, obviously, in the haunted house. She watched all her friends die. Fighted zombies and serial killers, except for one friend.
I was like, are you trying to say that y'all, all of my friends died? Well, I made it out. No, I stand by my statement.
My friends died.
That's kind of weird.
She discovered that night, though, that she is bound to be a monster hunter, which is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And the funny thing, so this is Kaylee's first time playing Torg. And at the end of the two, we played like a pre-stream game just to get used to the rules. We played one session, and then we played your day one shot. And in both scenarios, she had the kill shot. One with the monster hunting revolver and one with a double-decker bus. And so I feel like this bodes well for the team. All right, so welcome to, oh, don't worry, Zero Earth Element. The ghosts of the past will always come up. So,
Chad lives.
except for Chad, he's currently stuck in a really tiny doll's body, hiding in a dollhouse from all the other dolls who are trying. If none of this makes sense, go watch last week's episode. So, welcome to the first adventure in our new Torg campaign, Torg Istanbul. And the campaign, the first arc of this adventure is called The Legacy of the Nabataeans, which may not make any sense, and that's okay. By the end of the first adventure, you will know what's going on. So, as we established before, we are kind of showing off what a GM can do if they want to lean into something different. If they don't want to, the Torg world is rife with possibility. And so what I'm doing here is I'm taking two cosms and throwing them together in a new Earth city of Istanbul. So Istanbul, not Constantinople, unless you're in the Nile Empire side, in which case it is Constantinople. That's how everyone refers to it. Has been invaded during the right around the end of day 90 by Tharkold in the northwest and the Nile Empire in the southeast. And while the Delphi Council has much bigger fish to fry, right? Large swaths of Europe and Asia have been just completely taken over by the High Lords, and large chunks of North America have been taken over by the High Lords, and most of the north coast of Africa and Middle East have been taken over by the High Lords. One city in the vast landscape of the start of the Possibility Wars. They need feet on the ground, but it's not the focus of a large-scale effort, right? At this point, they're fighting more of a defensive war, especially with things like Malraux taking over, expanding into Brazil. So the Cyber Papacy has now was launching attacks in Brazil. And if you guys look at the difference between day 1 on the wall and day 90, you can see that it blew up very quickly. So they've sent you guys to Istanbul, and in Istanbul, there's a couple of things that I just want to go over for both the viewers at home and for our new Stormlings. So, as I said, the northwestern corner of the city is Tharkold. There's a lot more organic growths in the city. Techno demons fly over the air. Some of the buildings have taken on a metallic sheen. You have heard rumors, even the couple of days that you've been on the ground, that don't go into the northwestern part of the city. Things have gotten really bad. you will all have maps next week, and we will have a map on the screen to show this off. The southeastern corner is Nile Empire. So think that Tiny Toons music video for the They Might Be Giants song. If that doesn't ring a bell with anybody, think like think Indiana Jones, right? This is not the modern city, and even right now, Istanbul has a lot of history and heritage there. So there are still parts of the city that would look like 1930s, 1920s.
So a little bit of Casablanca in there.
Little,
too.
yeah, think Casablanca. That's good. Think any one of Zorba's movies. However, there are places called. Ooh, Mr. Furious got it on one. Have a possibility. He knows who the Nabateans are. So you also have this idea that there are hard points. There are places in the world that have too much metaphysical weight for the cosmos to overlay. Basically, things that inspire us, things that cause us to look at the world maybe as we would hope it would be, not as it is. So things like Notre Dame, things like Westminster Abbey, Statue of Liberty, the Golden Gate Bridge. There are hard points. There are things that the High Lords want to destroy because they are clearly pockets of resistance where Core Earth is like here and no farther. You don't come here. This is still Core Earth. And so there are 4 hard points of Core Earth in Istanbul. It's the Golden Gate, where legend says the last emperor of Byzantium died and was turned to stone, and that a bunch of congregants from Hagia Sophia disappeared into the walls. So the Golden Gate, that is a hard point. The Blue Mosque, one of the most beautiful mosques in Istanbul, hard point for Core. Hagia Sophia, hard point for Core. And there's one more that we'll get to in a little bit. But that's not where we're starting. You've been given 4 objectives in Istanbul. And I like that everyone is taking notes. Our mummy being the attentive scribe of the Pharaohess.
So just doing the unravel part of my arm.
Right.
I was drawing Tintin.
While I appreciate your honesty, I am deducting no. So your 4 objectives are: find a way to foment rebellion between Tharkold and the Nile Empire. They want these 2 factions so busy warring with each other, they can't mount an effective, can't use Istanbul to start spreading out. It's number 1, foment rebellion. 2, let them fight. There are rumors that since day 1 happened, so this area of the world is rife with myths and legends. Right? You have Greece, you have Rome, you have Judaism, Christianity, Islam. You have all. I mean, this East meets West. Like, this is a foundational place. And there are rumors that all of these lost artifacts are now turning out to be eternity shards. So they need you to recover any eternity shards that you find. Now, for those of you at home who are brand new to Torg Eternity, those of my players who are brand new to Torg Eternity, you may be going, yeah, what's an eternity shard? So an eternity shard is, if the High Lords represent the desire to strip possibility, and their darkness devices represent the ability to strip hope and possibility from the world and channel it into evil purposes, some force turns items into the opposite of that. They are items that they're usually red and blue to represent possibility energy or the storm. They're things from our world and from other worlds that, again, they're like little mini hard points. They're too real to be affected. So things that are eternity shards that are in kind of scattered about the world. Excalibur is an eternity shard. If you read the Nile Empire book, the Holy Grail and the Ark of the Covenants are eternity shards. I'm not sure where they would have got those two things for 1930s pulp. Yes, Jenny.
Question. So you mentioned that they're usually red and blue. So like if Excalibur is one, is it like normal Excalibur, but then there's jewels that are red and blue?
There's
or the whole thing
No, the
turn red?
jewels are red and blue. Maybe when the light catches the blade just right, it reflects kind of
Okay.
the red and blue lightning.
But it doesn't look like a normal cup, like painted blue.
Right. No,
Maybe it glows like Sting when you draw it.
maybe. Mr. Furious points out there has to be so many eternity shards here. Yes. Now, the third goal is get any intelligence that you can on Darkhold and the Nile Empire. This is the general thing, right? Hey, we're 90 days into this invasion of the world, 3 months into year 1. Any information you can find out about what the High Lords want, we need this information. And last, and definitely not least,
Have fun.
I feel like in the briefing when Quinn asked if there was any questions, it was like, I feel like.
Are you going to say stay safe out there?
No.
Because at the end of a lot of these meetings, they say stay safe out there.
No. The goal of all eternity, or all Storm Knights, is the eventual freedom of Core Earth. So as you are able, they want you to find and destroy the Stela in Istanbul. Now, for everyone at home and for my players, you cannot, and nor should you, if you find a Stela, just poke it with a stick and hope that it falls over. These are the most embedded, well-defended, some would argue semi-sentient devices in the game. They actually, there are several that are dormant. They have like backup Stela. But the Stela are the artifacts that bind Cosm's reality to Core Earth. The only way you have a prayer of a chance of destroying one is in the scene or the scene after a glory card is played. Here's what. You can destroy a Stela. It's very difficult and it's a lot of fun. But if you don't have a glory card in play, that means when you play a glory, possibility energy flows back into the area, which means if you destroy Stela and that Cosmos retreats, the people who are in there have possibility, which means they go back to being who they were.
As opposed to turning to dust.
As opposed to just, if you don't have possibility and you destroy a Stela, or if you haven't played a glory and you destroy a Stela, all of the orbs in the area. So, 4 goals. I feel like we may need to write them on the board. And we don't have a board, I meant that on the screen. Anytime you see people looking off camera, it's because we got a big screen here so we can see Ben and we can see the die roll chart.
Well, sometimes I'm looking off camera this way.
That's true. That's because this is where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
This is how we look at each other.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, and next time I'll actually mirror it. So every time somebody looks at me or looking in one direction, JD has taught me well. I just forgot all of it. So this is where we're going to start. You guys have heard. You've been in Istanbul about a week. You've spent 3 months in training. You all speak the same language. You all speak Turkish. Well, so you speak ancient Egyptian. You speak the language of your home. So French, Demon or Kaldu, English, but you now all also speak Arabic and Turkish. So, and if you did not speak English, you also speak English.
I assume with an intelligence of 5, not very well.
I just assume you don't speak well at all, Kowalski, even in Demon. It's like when you roll low enough on your intelligence that you don't even read and write your normal language. Yeah, you can basically order at a drive-through sometimes.
He's not what I wanted, but I can't tell him.
Assalamu alaikum.
So,
Es fácil.
so you guys have been here about a week, and you keep hearing about this bar. It's really more of a tavern. There is a place called the Guvenli Orak, and it is a place in the Nile Empire section of Istanbul where a lot of information keeps coming through. There's someone there known as the Bash Size Lorin Sessi, who is sort of an information broker. He has set himself up as the sort of the go-between between the officials, between the outside world, between the forces of the Nile Empire, and even, they say, running people in and out the Darkhold districts. So,
Is he a storm knight?
you don't know. In fact, it's really weird because Başsızların Sesi is Turkish for the voice of the headless. Apologies to anyone who speaks Turkish for my pronunciation. And so, feeling that this maybe it's a gambling den, it's a place where people kind of come together, they sort of hang out. It's sort of like Rick's, right? Neutral ground. Do not violate the rules. And the rules aren't no fighting. The rules aren't even no killing. The rules are politics are at the door. Personal feuds are fine. You try and bring Darkhold Dominion in. You try and free the world. That's when the guards get involved. But you've heard that this guy may have lines on how to get in and out of the Darkhold district, which has been very hard to do. You've heard that they have eternity shards. Like, these are the guys who are going into the old places of the city, finding relic caches, pulling them out, seeing what's worth keeping, what's worth selling to one side or the other. And so as midnight rolls around in the southeast quadrant or corner of Istanbul, lights coming down alleys from zeppelins up above. You can hear the sound of an air raid siren going off further to the south. You arrive at...
Who's getting bombed?
Oh, it sounds like there's a lot of people. As you walk up, Kowalski, and you turn to ask that, someone comes flying through a window, lands on the street, and kind of skids to a stop, and doesn't really move anymore. You can see that there are two large guards at the door. One of them is kind of stripped to the waist, wearing a long linen, we'll call it a kilt, and sandals kind of laced up to his knees. And so Kowalski, he's as big as you are. You can see he's got there's sort of a burn mark on the center of his chest where it looks like something might have sat at one point but got too hot. Almost like a disc that has been kind of burned into his chest. And the other person is a very small, androgynous person. You can't really figure out if they're, what they are, but they have a hood kind of pulled up over their head. You can see the glint of two little soft green lights on the inside, and they're wearing some sort of weird leather and metal strap gauntlets on either hand, and they're standing on either side of the door.
How much time have I already spent here, and how much do I owe the house at this point?
Give me a gambling check.
How good are you?
Well, you rolled a 5.
Yeah, I did.
Yay.
So that's a -4, and gambling is, I'm going to say mind or charisma.
So this would be mind.
Mind? Okay. So that is 4.
Would you like to spend a possibility?
No.
I mean, so here's the thing. You know the bouncer on the left.
The
The
big one.
big one. He kind of smiles. He's like, "Oh, Zorba, it's good to see you again. I assume you have come to pay the debts. You have a week left. Your hands very pretty. Hate to have to change that.
I am shocked to find that there is gambling going on in this establishment. I'll win your money back tonight, and then pay you.
But if the hands are a problem, I got you.
The hands are always the problem.
I mean, like your actual hands. We got like claws. Can hook you up with actual hooks.
Very generous, my friend.
These with you?
Yes, yes.
The small one kind of steps forward. Welcome to the Gouvernement Orak, or also known as the Safe Site. Please respect the rules. There will be no trouble. If you do not, I will be the one who will be forced to carry your broken and dead bodies out into the street. Blessings upon all of you. And she kind of steps back.
That's his way of asking for a good tip.
Okay. Isn't it you're supposed to tip bouncers? We don't tip bouncers in Darkholdu.
There's a lot of things you don't do in Darkholdu. And the other one kind of puts her hand on his arm. And he pushes the door open, and immediately the smell of hookah comes out. The sound of music just kind of flows out, and the sound of just raucous laughter pours out into the street. It's surprisingly soundproof, even with the broken window.
Well, friends, shall we go in?
Let's chat.
As you enter, the safe site is a large open room that you kind of step down 3 tiers into. There are a ton of tables. You're guessing about 30. Some of them are just for drinking. Some of them are for gambling. There are people playing bridge. There are people playing baccarat. There are people playing all sorts of card games.
I suppose Pharaoh is a proper
Pharaoh's,
game in the Nile
yeah.
Empire.
Pharaoh is a proper game in the Nile Empire. Several of the tables have large hookah pipes. The smell of grape mint is just throughout the place. There are people walking around with small boards with just very simple, almost like a charcuterie board that they're bringing around to tables. Drinks are flowing, and you can see at the far end and to the right, there are 2. So at the far end of the bar, or of this open area, you can see that there are people coming in and out all the time, bringing food, bringing drinks in and out from the back room. There's a balcony overlooking this, and you can not see how you would get up there. But there are several large, old, like red leather with the big metal studs kind of holding the leather up against the doors on the right side of the bar. And you can see there's already 3 people who are like kind of pulling the old frame of the window out and putting a new one in. Hello to Rook and to all the ampersands. Thanks for joining us tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Kowalski and just kind of see where would you guys go? What would you guys like to do? You do know the voice of the headless is supposed to be the person who is running this place. So, Kowalski.
So, assuming that he's running the place, does he have is there like a VIP section that's obvious?
Give me a fine one.
Okay. This is not going to go well.
Listen, not everyone can roll like Kit. I'm just saying.
Fine's going to be 5. A mind, I assume?
Yes, it is a
So,
mind.
5. Okay. So that's a 5. So -4, so 1.
Yeah, you definitely see something that looks like a VIP room. It's got to be where all of those people are coming in and out from the doors in the back.
That's probably also the restroom.
Probably.
It's like a Darkholdu VIP. Place with infinite pain and suffering.
Is that where you're headed?
Yes.
Okay, so you just think Kowalski just starts moving across. The other half of the odd couple, Brother Block, what are you doing?
I will keep my eye on Kowalski, and if there's someone walking by with drinks, I will say, puis-je voir un l'eau, which means may I have some water?
the guy stops and he's like, "Oh, are you with her? Fine, here. Listen, we don't speak whatever that was, but he just hands you a glass. It's filled with a brown liquid.
I then say in French, "Dear developer, if it so pleases you to turn this water into wine, I shall drink it and party all night. And if not, I will remain your humble servant, Brother Block."
It definitely smells far more like wine now than it does water.
All right, I will toss that back and take after Kowalski.
All right, Delilah. Music, smoke, people. What would Delilah do here?
She doesn't like to waste time.
That's
She's
fair.
gonna go up to a bartender and ask, who's in charge?
Well, hello. Well, that depends. If you're asking about who's in charge of the drinks, that would be me. I almost said Ben. No, I'm not adding a third Ben into this mix. Stefanos, myself. If you're looking for the manager of the establishment, currently and he kind of leans way over the bar and looks up at the balcony, and he points up, and you can see there are two people kind of watching everything. They look almost identical, except one's male, one's female. So like they've got to be siblings of some sort, and they're just sort of watching over. But listen, they don't get involved unless like there's cheating or there's fighting, like a specific type of fight, or if you have an appointment to see them or upper management. And you can see his eyes kind of he gets a little pale when he mentions upper management.
Okay. I gather, I ask Zorba and Kit, do we want to make an appointment or do we just go for it? Do we just go talk to him upstairs?
I look back at Stefanos and ask, what is the kind of fighting that attracts the attention of the establishment?
You know that this bar is closed off to you now, Zorba. Until your tab comes down at least 1,000. They've made it very clear. You know that he's going to come in about a week.
Yes.
No one wants Baruch to come and visit him.
True.
I think I want to ignore everything else that's happened and also do a mind roll.
Okay. All right, give me a mind roll. All right, Zorba, listen, you know the rules. Listen, cheating, hands down. Any sort of Storm Nighty, like anything that has to do with Darkhold or the war, like that is frowned upon. You want to talk to them, don't you?
Not me. This young lady. The Americans.
Oh, well, I mean, listen, your name?
Delilah.
Delilah. I'll come right back to you. What did you get, Jenny?
13.
And what were you looking for?
I'm just looking for ways up to the VIP area that might not be guarded. So in theory, we could like walk up towards there without it being like with plausible deniability that we were just exploring the establishment.
Right. So your guess is that one of those 3 red leather doors is how you're going to get up there, because there's no stairs that lead up to the balcony, and there doesn't like Kowalski and Block have basically headed into the. What your guess is some sort of. Well, you're from ancient Egypt, like the servants' quarters where they're preparing the food and oh, yeah. So you're
I
guessing.
was a step above that.
That's right. Hey, you are high enough in the hierarchy to be brutally buried alive and exsanguinated. So
What an unwilling honor.
that's right. No, Ben. I see you in the chat. I will not say red. Nope, not going to do it. So, if you want to know what's going on, look in the chat. Ben is trying to get me to say something specific, and it will not happen. So you're guessing it's one of those 3 doors. In fact, as you're watching closely, you can see that there are clearly people in. There's additional bouncers in front of these doors, and they're dressed a little like the guy Baruch up front, in the fact they've got the linen kilt, the sandals that lash up, but they are wearing kind of a golden torque with a blue scarab in the center of their chest, and they're wearing a green helmet that has kind of a chainmail or linen hood on the back. You've seen these guys before. These were the guys when you met Zorba who were flying around trying to kill you.
Okay, question.
Mhm.
With my knowledge of ancient Egypt, because I'm from there, do I remember anything that would denote like a? I'm trying to get to the guys wearing the necklace. The other one has like a little burn mark. Is that like a ritual that I'm used to of like, oh, you've been shamed and now like you're into this? Like you don't get to wear you don't get to wear your necklace.
No, so you would like you kind of put 2 and 2 together and come up with whatever 4 is in ancient Egypt. And essentially what your guess is that guy used to be one of these people, and it looks like either he was kicked out or he has chosen not to wear this anymore. But the other thing you notice is these guys don't, where it's blue on the center of their chest, normally you would see like a scarab there. That looks like it's been sort of polished out. They don't seem to be aligned with Dr. Bobius.
Interesting.
I would just like to point out that the Martine. Oh, yeah. Zero Earth Element was said that he was expecting to see that. That olive was generously created by my wife Trisha for this stream. So that's your guess. Now here's the thing. Because you guys are new to Torg, if you want to try and talk your way past them or do what you were saying, kind of stumble up there, that would be a trick roll. You would try and trick your way into the VIP room, which I assume is just a time-honored tradition, even in ancient Egypt.
I would like to do that.
All right, we will come back around to you. We're going to finish up with Delilah, and then we'll jump to the 2 largest members of the party in the kitchen. Delilah, it's a beautiful name. I mean, I could introduce you to management, or to at least the siblings, if you like. This is not going to end messily, I assume.
Oh, no.
I would not recommend it. Okay. Glares at Zorba. I have heard that those 2, before they came to work here, they were part of a Dr. Mobius's attempt to recruit. You know how in the Nile Empire we have mass vigilantes? Well, not all of them stay on the right side of the law. The rumor is that the 2 of them, and he kind of stops, gulps, and kind of leans back across to his side of the bar, and you can see they're both looking down at you. I can still do it, but I do not think that they're. I think they're watching us now.
Just do it. I want to talk to them, please.
All right, Kowalski.
Is it the kitchen?
It is totally the kitchen.
All right.
Everything screeches to a halt.
Where is the voice with the hat?
This rather large Turkish woman in an apron. She's got covered in flour. She's got a rolling pin in one hand. You are not allowed in here. This is only for members of the establishment. Get out! Get out!
I kind of expected that response, all right? We're looking for the boss man. The man with all the connections.
I'm the one in charge here. This is my kitchen now. Get out.
All right, we need to talk. You and me.
Kowalski, just
I burst through the swinging doors, you know, the kind that go both in and out. I'm saying, "Où vas-tu? Où vas-tu, demon?" Which means, "Where are you going? Where are you going, demon?" And then I realize I'm in a kitchen, and I say to him, "Oh, Kowalski, I'm French. Of course, I know my way around the kitchen. Can you not see that this is the chef? You must pay some respect. I'm sorry, chef." I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Give me a persuasion roll there, Brother Block. Even his
All
giggle
right.
sounded French.
The Simpsons. Like, I'll say.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, that's gonna be a 4.
Spokesman of the group.
Oh, you know your way up. Now I'm slipping into a French. You know your way around the kitchen? Fine. I do not have to take this indignity. And she throws down the rolling pin and she takes off her apron and she drapes it over Kowalski's head. You can tell him that I quit. And she walks out.
I love the idea that this campaign is just turning into us running a restaurant.
I think our contact just quit.
Everyone in the kitchen is like,
I will slightly whisper to Kowalski. If I know anything about working in a kitchen, the person with the next smallest hat is now in charge.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? It's like that with our colder too. But you know,
Okay,
as
so
it happens, I think in the colder, if we took the top demon out, then we're the top demon. So I think we are now the voice of the headless. That was a lot easier than I expected. But you know what?
You found him.
He pulls the apron up over his horns, tucks around his neck. All right.
we will come
Oh,
back
no,
to
it's going to turn into Norma Ray.
Dinans, Demons, and Dives next on Torg. All right, so you want Stefanos to get you in there, or you're going to try and trick your way in there. Go ahead and give me the roll.
Okay.
A very angry woman comes storming out of the kitchen as you guys watch.
This might be a helpful diversion. Okay.
In fact, I will allow it to be a helpful diversion and
and I
give
rolled
you.
a 12.
Okay, so your total of 12. Well, their trick is an 8, so you succeed. So, what do you say when you walk up there? They are like clearly watching.
I'm thinking. Kit's thinking faster.
That's totally fair.
Jenny's thinking slower. I was like, oh, that woman, I think she's going to cause a scene. I think she's about to start trouble. She's so mad.
Listen. No, I know. And they just start, they kind of move past. Stefanos kind of walks up to you and like, oh my God, what did they do? I'm not going to get blamed for this. I won't get blamed for this. Don't worry. So you guys all kind of, he goes to the middle door. And when he pushes on it, it opens up and there's a set of stairs that just kind of go up to a landing. And inside here, everything is, the lower half of the wall is just gorgeous red wood paneling. Unfortunately, the top half of the wall is covered in what can only be described as essentially stolen art from around Istanbul, like just kind of lining it, and they're all mounted to the wall. You can see little wires that you don't know. I mean, somebody like using wires to connect. And Stefanos is like, we need to hurry. And oh my God, what is going on? Okay, so what brings you to Istanbul? He says as he goes up the stairs. Zorba, are you following or are you looking
Yes.
at the game?
Although I'm first looking over to see if there's any really nice bottles of alcohol on the other side.
There's a ton. And there is Arak, which is a very potent liquor. Yoink. All right. So as you guys kind of head your way up, now I just want an entire episode of Block and Kowalski running kitchen in Istanbul. But you guys make your way up, and you can see standing at the top of the stairs, standing identical, except for the fact that their arms are crossed in the opposite fashion, are Kit, Zorba, you kind of do a double take. They look like the same person. But then you realize that one of them has long black hair that just kind of hangs down to about the top of his cheekbones, and the other one has long black hair that has been pulled down into a ponytail. Kind of. Stefanos, you're fired.
I hand him the bottle.
Well, now he's fired. He can't be blamed for it either.
And he just turns around and walks down the stairs. Now, you have exactly 1 minute. The brother clicks something on a watch
Oh, what?
to have a possibility.
Well, what's that?
In fact, have a Nile Empire possibility. To explain to us what you are doing here and why we shouldn't have our guards encourage you not to come back. Except for you, Zorba. You have 6 days.
Well-
5 days? And she looks at her brother. He's like, 5 days is generous.
You are going to need a new bartender. Perhaps I could work off my debt.
I think the amount we would lose in liquor consumed would not make it a mutually beneficial arrangement. Besides, there were rumors that Mr. Zorba Aladdin has connections that we would be glad to use as a way for you to pay off your debt. 45 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Can we spend like 5 seconds of this huddling?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I feel like he has all this information. But the two of them, I don't know which one, have all this information. What do we need to know most? Do we want to find a way of getting into the Darkhold part?
That part has been basically sealed off for you at this point. There are checkpoints on the Tharkoldu side, and they are patrolled by.
I take it there's no Tharkoldu in this bar other than.
There is. There's one. Yeah, he's in the kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah, I think access into the Tharkhold part of the city would be best.
Okay. We're looking to go into Darkhold side of this town. I just learned English.
This quest journey, maybe. And you thought this was the best way to get our attention. What is going on in our kitchen? What did your two friends do?
Is that where our friends went?
Probably looking for food. They're always hungry.
Give me a trick roll.
The 20.
Yeah, so it's going to be a D20, and then you're going to refer to the bonus chart.
13. So plus 1 is a 14.
And then what? So +1 to your whatever your trick value is. So you'll go to the interaction skills, which is the middle block. Yep.
So 13 plus 8.
No, 1 plus 8, because it's just you're gonna take
Oh,
the
1
bonus.
plus
So
8.
9. Would you like to spend a possibility to kind of up that value?
Yeah.
All right. So roll another D20. So right now you're at 13 on the die.
13.
So you're at a total of 26, which will take you will be +9. So the brother says it's believable. They are techno demons are notoriously ravenous. I'm not sure what the other one is, but what would you want for us to take you into to give you access to Tharkhold? You realize that the only reason this establishment is allowed to stay the way it is because we did not get involved. And at this point, she goes 30 seconds.
Like,
We can offer them contact with the Delphi Council of some kind. They did suggest that's what they want.
oh yeah, okay.
Um,
I'm gonna let you do that.
yeah. Well, what exactly do we want to offer?
Use your poker face.
what should we offer them in terms of like, oh, do you want to speak with Delphi Council or like?
Can we just ask, what do you want? What would they be willing to bargain?
They both kind of turn and look at each other. Brother's eyebrows raise. Sister shrugs. One eyebrow cocks. He nods. He hits the strange thing on his metal bracelet.
Stop touching your bracelet. Whatever.
You knew a lot of people back in the New Kingdom who were definitely all about, oh, did you see this one? This is my new Torg. Isn't it lovely? It's from Mycenae. Interesting. Most people would just offer money, but are the two... It's right. Had a whole class of econ in the last 90 days. The two big ones there are with you, yes?
You could say that, I guess.
We have a issue that is solved.
Is it getting your chef back? Because we can help with that.
No, she quits at least 3 times a week. They kind of wave the 3 of you over, and they point down to a large table. A large table that has more of those people in the green and gold, and they are riotously drunk. Not only that, they're harassing the waiters and the wait staff as they go by. They've already broken 3 stools. That one there, and there's a guy there who has his helmet off. He's got a large scar across his face and a milky eye. That is the captain of the local shock trooper patrol. They come in here every night. They've stolen something from this establishment. If your 2 rather large, I presume dumb friends, can not only find a valid excuse to remove them from our premises and retrieve the item that was stolen from us from their barracks, they look to each other. She turns to you, Zorba. We will give you back your 7 days. And we will tell you one of the ways to get into the health sector.
May we ask what the stolen item is?
Get them out of the establishment. We will tell you what it is. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Kowalski wants to play a coffin card.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
That could come in later.
Okay.
I would like to say to Kowalski, this person here, he is from your cousin, right? He is from Tarkoldu.
No. The only techno demon in the establishment is Kowalski.
Oh, I thought there was a Tarkoldu in the kitchen. Oh, there's this one.
Oh, hey.
Okay, that's fine.
Whatever.
Brother Block, before I forget, don't forget that there are 2 bundle of holdings for Torg Eternity PDFs right now, and that is going through March 21st. So we'll let you guys all know. I believe we'll have time to let you guys know next week. Nope, we will not. That'll end before then. So this is your last chance to have me remind you to tell everyone that you know to go to Bundle of Holding and buy a ton of Torg PDFs for a good cause and a good price. So, Brother Block. You're muted again, sir.
This will work either way. I was hoping that there would be a person from Tharkold in the kitchen. Therefore, the laws of domination would be total effect, but it'll still work on anyone. So the person who has the largest hat I would like to pick them up,
This is like perfect strangers logic.
or the whitest outfit. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, no, there's definitely there is definitely the sous chef who everyone is starting to look at, and you can see he's like
Okay.
as everyone like the whole kitchen starts to look at one person. That person is trying to like hide behind pots and pans. He's like, no, don't draw attention to me.
Okay. So I would like to do a strength test and hold that person up in the air and be an intimidation assister to Kowalski, who's going to ask him the vital question that we need to know.
All right.
And intimidate him to tell the truth.
All right, so go ahead and give me the strength check.
Okay.
This will add 1 to your. So you can go ahead and give me the intimidate check. This may go
Okay.
wildly over. Just more.
Explodes, you know?
Did you get a natural 20?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good lord.
Plus 18. So 38.
Oh.
11.
So my strength check is a 13.
Okay, you like pots and pans go rattling as Brother Block one-handed grabs the front of this guy's apron, lifts him up, runs him back and forth across the hanging pots and pans, and like kind of puts him near the coals that the meats are slowly being rotated over. What do you?
A 23?
All right, what do you say? Well, you got an outstanding success, so you get whatever you want. But I would like to know.
All right. So I'm the new voiceless head, or headless voice. I'm supposed to know everything. So how does this work?
The kitchen?
No, everything. I'm supposed to know everything.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so at the beginning,
No.
Narrow it down, Kowalski. Narrow it
Fine.
down.
Let's narrow it down. Something that I should know.
you should know that Olga wasn't the headless voice, or the voice of the headless. You're just the head
Who
chef
are
now.
the bad guys? Ask him.
I think he's
who
lying.
hit.
Do
Who
the
do
pet
we
thing
hit?
again.
Who do we hit?
What was that?
What'd you say, Ben?
I just want to know, who do we punch? Who do I hit with this beautiful? Just ask him who the bad guys are, Kowalski.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. So apparently, there is a head chef as well as a headless voice.
Yes, yes.
There's a whole lot of weird stuff going on with heads around here. And we're getting to the bottom of it eventually.
There's
What?
no bottoms. There's just heads.
There's some fun.
Alright. I did eat a very fine sheep's head the other day.
What do you want to
With
do?
that. Alright. Alright, if that's the head chef.
You're the head chef now.
Then who are you?
I'm just the sous chef, Alexander.
You cook shoes.
Good lord, I can't do this anymore.
I want it to go on forever.
I know.
TV show.
Absolutely.
All right, Brother Block. You can see that this is just moving in circles.
I will give you a choice, Monsieur Soussef.
Please.
Tell us who to punch right now, or show us the way to take the most expensive food up to the VIP location.
I choose
know
the
that
second
they
one.
do not
I choose
walk
the
us
second
through
one.
the
I
halls.
know. He kind of twists in your arms and he points to a stair, a set of stairs that goes up the back of the kitchen. That goes right up. That goes right up to the voice of the headless's room. That goes right up to the VIP level. You can just go up there.
Thank you, Monsieur Soussef. I will then turn to Kowalski and say, I have a brilliant plan,
Excellent.
and
You guys
and
should
I
never
will
leave them
rip the
alone.
jacket off one of the other one of the other cook people and put it loosely over my bulking, very lit frame.
Oh, I see where this is going. I'll take one of those trade things. Yes, that's right. We're waiters now.
Like the whole staff just is backed away from you to the far side of the kitchen. Whatever you want.
I pat the guy on the shoulder. All right, so apparently there's a headless voice somewhere that actually still eats without a mouth. Which
It has a mouth. What is right with you? Oh, great head chef.
he gets it. This guy gets it. So we're waiters now. Give us the good food. We'll take it to the head thing that doesn't eat right without a mouth. That's right, right? Block, bro.
They basically, like, everyone in the kitchen kind of gets real quiet, and he's like, listen, they're in my face, not yours. Take that tray, grab that bottle, it's kind of a green glass, put that food on it, go up, don't go right, go left, knock 3 times, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yours too, man.
Very well, monsieur. We will do this. But
He pats the sous chef on the
while
shoulder.
we do this, you will create the distraction. I want you to take all of the rest of the food and walk it into the main room and say, buffet is open.
Whatever you say. All right, we're gonna come back to you guys in a second.
You will do it?
He said that he would.
Good.
So do we have an agreement then?
Yes.
All right. You can see that there are three of those guys plus the commander.
So, what were they called again?
They are shock troopers.
So we need a reasonable reason why they have to leave,
Mm-hmm.
or is it a reasonable reason to eject them?
You need a reasonable reason to start a fight.
Oh.
They want you to.
And not like a regular these fights happen, but a regular get us kicked out fight.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, if I'm understanding it right, they want them to be kicked out, but for the establishment not to
Show that they're involved.
right, and
Yeah.
so that they don't screw
Right.
up their relationship with the Nile Empire.
Can we try and trick them outside? Say there's.
You can do whatever you want.
I feel like since the fights that get people kicked out of here are especially like the intercosm fights, this is where we need to go find our good friend Kowalski as our Tharkoldu to come in and pick a cosm themed fight with
So that
these
you
guys.
all get kicked
So we all get kicked out.
out. Oh. The problem with that is that Kowalski and Brother Block are currently on their way upstairs.
Yeah. So like
That's your plan.
so
It's a
step
brilliant plan.
2 is that. Step 1, find these idiots. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Are we on board? Is that
Yeah,
a good plan?
sounds great.
All right, you do this for us. We will give your friend 7 days until we break his fingers. Again, we will give you information on how to get into the Tharkul district. What we need, their barracks, is a canister of film. They
Probably one of these movies.
one of this establishment's silent investors was caught in a compromising position here at this establishment. We promise anonymity and we promise neutrality. And the officer down there I realize that this may seem ironic coming from my mouth, and he looks over at Zorba. but was blackmailing our patron. Our patron will take that as a sign of good faith on the side of the establishment if you were to recover the negatives for us, the canister. Bring that to me. Metal disc, this big around, a tin. Well, Zorba can point it out to you.
Is it like using a crank?
You're not here. I don't.
I know, but I'm in my head. I'm like, man, you must be really bad at this whole thing to get caught in a compromising situation. I'm kind of that kind of camera. From that
You
situation.
don't know what kind of compromising situation they were involved in.
All right. Okay.
We do
No,
know what kind of
I
cameras
respond
existed.
to him.
You do know what kind of cameras existed.
The cart does not have that crank. We will have to carry the cart up the stairs ourselves.
All right, so you guys got the trays. You were heading up. You guys got the job. You were heading down. All right. So you guys get on the main level, and you see another person come out of the kitchen. They clearly seem to have spilled something, kind of like down the front of their pants. And as one of the waiters stopped him, he's like, "Quit! I quit!" And they're like, "Twice? All right, who's next in line?" And this guy just makes a beeline for the door.
Now, here's the thing. This was their cold. We would have poisoned all of this.
You guys head upstairs. You take the left.
If you don't have the right implants to filter the poison, then we get to be boss. Head chef and headless voice. Voiceless head. Whatever. Boss.
There is a plain wooden door at the top of the left hand of the stairs.
You should knock. I might scare him.
I will knock very hard.
You hear
So I'm
kind
going to
of this.
make a strength roll to knock really hard on the
We're
door.
kicking the door down.
With your hammer? You're knocking with your hammer?
We're never leaving.
No, just
No.
with my hands.
Like,
just
I
with my
realize this
hands.
is session 1, but we've already made mistakes have been made.
So that's a 14
Are you
versus
trying
a
to
door.
Are you trying to knock the door open? Is that what I'm assuming you were trying to do?
Yeah, he doesn't know his own strength.
The door flies open, and as you walk in, as the door opens, and there are a lot of gas lights kind of set into the side of the room. There are a bunch of glass bell jars on shelves throughout this whole area, and you can see that the floor of this room is it appears to be kind of smoky, translucent, and you are looking down on the large open gambling area. Everything in the bell jars, they seem to be sort of weird and innocuous. So there are several domino masks that have like large tears in them, maybe a little blood stain. There are some strange weapons. There are rings. There's like a backpack in one, but it's like filled with coils, and it looks like it may have at one point and they're all broken or damaged in some sense. And on the far end of the room, there is another bell jar, but this is not transparent. This has not made of glass. It's got that same red kind of wood to it, and there is it's resting on like a marble pillar. And there is this very tinny voice that kind of rings out in the room. I expected you. From the moment you walked in, I can sense storm nights. Do not like being interrupted. State your business and leave.
Room service.
The bell jar on pedestal slowly turns with a mechanical cranking noise. And as it turns around, there's an old, withered head with white hair in the jar with a little, like, bronze tin speaker kind of port on the front. I said, tell me what you want, or things will get messy for you.
First of all, I love your hat.
Little jar. I'm just trying to, like, Kowalski is new to me.
But also, I have a really nice collection of skulls back at my place too. So, respect on all the stuff.
Yeah, you did get those complimentary skulls
Got
from.
some complimentary skulls from the sewers of Paris. They were legit.
We're gonna jump down to. What are you guys doing?
I'm like sighing heavily. I would imagine wandering into the kitchen
Can we
trying
see
to find them.
our compatriots from
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can see the two of you can see the three of them as they walk onto the floor, kind of looking around for you. Kit, sorry.
Yeah, do we see them back?
No, the as you kind of look around, you see that it looks like there's a mirror on the top of the kind of the bar. So it's this weird kind of like you're looking up at yourself kind of a thing.
Our plan involves our Tharkoldu friends,
Yeah.
so I think it would be reasonable that we would like go into the kitchen, look for them,
Yeah.
see
Can
the
I do
waiters, and just
Find roll to see if I have any clues to where he is.
Oh yeah, you totally can. Are you following them as well? Safe bet.
Okay, so I rolled a 3, so that's not my
if-
favorite.
If we were able to see them walk through that sort of glass bottom boat beneath us,
Yes.
okay, knowing that we're clearly in the den of evil, I will say, Kowalski, catch me. And I'm going to use the hammer to break the floor.
God.
All right, we're gonna,
Because you're below us, and Kowalski will glide down with his demon wings, and it'll look beautiful. And then those Nile people that you're trying to fight that I don't know about
it's not
at all will
me
be
get-
like this guy.
Give me a second. Kit, what did you do?
Okay, I was gonna just go with my failure, but I'm gonna spin possibility. So I'm gonna spin this possibility. Okay, that is better. So yeah, my find was a 19,
Okay. Yeah, you clear like
and I want to get there before they break the floor.
okay. A 19's really good. You can clearly see they're all just when you kind of walk in, they kind of sigh, and you can see like there's clearly signs on the wall where like some of the plaster's been knocked off by like wings or perhaps a large like there's several dents where the hammer.
Like a line.
Yes. Straight line. We're gonna go into initiative rounds at this point because why the hell not?
Okay, if we end up in a fight, we need to make sure that we get those guys and other guys involved in it.
I was talking to the head.
So I'm just drawing a drama card.
Drama.
Thank you for continuing this tradition. It warms my heart.
Anytime. I didn't even know about it ahead of time. Yeah.
You need to go. Like you don't need to, but if you go back and watch the old episodes with Lily would do that every time. So I'm gonna let you tell me when to stop.
I'll let you reset.
Thank you.
Stop.
You want me to cut?
Yes. No, more on one side.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you don't trust me
Thank
already.
you for indulging me with that.
All right, the card is back in action. Any KO'd heroes immediately recover 2 shock and return to the battle. Heroes will go first. Villains are stymied. So,
This is the start of combat, so
yes,
I can play a
you
card.
can play a card in your hand. Yep.
Alright, I'm going to play Second Chance into my pool.
Okay.
Oh, right.
All right. So heroes go first. Kowalski, you and Block, you hear Kit kind of coming up behind you, you can tell by the both the rasping noise of her bandages and the no, I assume, as you kind of bring the hammer up. You guys can hear people running up the stairs behind you. It's clearly Kit and Delilah and Zorba. What are you doing, Ben?
I'm gonna grab the head.
Uh,
If we're going through the floor, it's gonna break. It's gonna be terrible. We're the good guys.
We're not in this situation.
All right, you three come up to see Kowalski run across the room, creepy two-way or one-way glass on the floor, and grab an old man's head in a jar and pick it up.
I want to yell at him to gently put that old man's head down.
Attack or taunt is the approved action.
Okay, but
No, you got it. You did it. You
Okay.
grab the head. It comes free. Well, the jar comes free pretty easily. Who would like to go next?
Can I make it a taunt at him then? You utter buffoon.
but if we're gonna fall through the floor, got his head in a glass jar, it's gonna smash. It's gonna be a bad time.
We shouldn't be falling through any floors.
Do you listen or do you want her? I mean, she can make a roll against you. It's your choice.
I mean, put the head back.
Excellent. 2 turns, well done. Delilah, so what are you doing? Oh. Nick gets a possibility for a horrible pun. Kowalski really knows how to get it in.
So,
What is her
am I
role here,
guessing that-
friends?
Anxious the GM.
We need to start a fight downstairs, not with this head.
we could.
I'm gonna look through the glass floor and say to Kowalski, and sort of pointing down at the headless captain, what would be something that someone could say that would really like just make a Tharkoldu's blood boil?
You could say that you heard that guy say that he was the smallest techno demon he ever saw.
You see that one? You know what I came running up here to tell you. You know what he said about you? He said you are the smallest techno demon he ever saw. He said he could step on you like a gnat and squish you. That one right there, you see him?
Only not.
He said that.
Yeah, you don't know who Annette is, but
I mean, I've been smaller.
Delilah, Block, you were trying to get my attention. What are you doing?
So I'm guessing that this room is sort of a rectangle,
It
and
is a
that
rectangle.
right, and so we're looking down, but then there's also a wall here that then also goes out to the main floor area.
No, this rectangle kind of covers the entire main floor area. In fact, it's really weird. It's a very large room, the same size as the room below. But it just overlooks everything.
Well, I was going to break a wall instead of a floor, to skirt the rules. But fine, fine. I will say to my shield drone, who I'm more attached to than I should be. I will say, Tinku, please guard the cautious mummy. Someone else, back to the kitchen.
Do you head back down the stairs?
Yes, I'm going to run for the kitchen.
All right, the drone comes and protects you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it bathes you in a sort of a hard light, but
It's so unflattering.
it's
for my-
very unflattering.
It makes me look older than my 1,500 years.
The drone adds like 300-400 years. Delilah, what would you like to do?
I am gonna try to continue to convince
Kowalski?
Kowalski that he needs to just go beat this guy up for very good reasons.
Kowalski. So Darkoldu are all about strength, domination, torture. So I mean, you could say something like, he said that
He wasn't the boss of the kitchen.
oh snap!
Look, all right, look, I get it. Everybody wants me to beat the crap out of that guy, but I
Are you actually intelligent enough to get that?
But
I'm calling on that.
I'm trying not to be like all the other holders.
Oh, that is a really good point.
But you're the good guy, and he's the bad guy, and the good guys beat the bad guys up, and you're the perfect one for the job.
So, Kowalski, are you?
Yeah, I'll go down the stairs. I will I will throw the kitchen doors open.
The rest of us, I think, would like to very much apologize to Ed and Jar
Give you a little pat.
and place him back and back out, possibly.
I'll take out one of my cigarettes and put it in his mouth and light it for him.
When you take out a cigarette, you do see like a panel opens. All right.
We really apologize for our idiot friends.
Who are you? And what gives you the right to barge into my office during this time?
I say with the full honesty and say,
We are representatives of the Delphi Council.
I'll go with different honesty. Yeah, you go. I'm just gonna own it with nothing gives us the right. We're sorry for our idiot friend, and we're trying to.
Maybe.
We're here to make an alliance with you. We've heard great things about you.
And I assume you have spoken with the twins. Did they send you up here, or were you here to rescue me from your idiot friends?
Perhaps both.
What is everyone's willpower?
I'm hoping a lot.
Yeah.
Not you, sorry, just the three in the room. The two of you are about to start a fight.
Willpower is spirit.
Yes.
Oh,
Mine's
oh, I don't need to roll 10.
10?
6.
6.
You definitely get the feeling as if someone is sort of leafing through your thoughts. Like just like someone would flip through a book.
This is why I always lose here.
No, I do not use. Excellent. You are who you say you are. Delphi Storm Knights. Should you do and survive what the twins have asked you to do, you will come back here. You will not speak to them. You will only speak to me. Perhaps we can reach an alliance against a mutually hated foe. I promised Mobius that I would see him dead. Now perhaps with you, I will. And the jar kind of levitates a little bit and turns around and sets back down.
That's why I didn't want to fight this guy. Like, clearly.
Oh no, I had mind control pulled up.
If
Like,
he's
I was calling one of you. One of you is definitely going to. All right, so on the next round, only one chance. Villains will go first. There are no villains who are aware of you yet. Any tests for a critical... Nope, that doesn't apply here. Any multi-action is a success. So you guys will come in on the next round. Brother Block threw open the doors of the kitchen. Kowalski on the other side.
Wait, any multi-action is a success?
Is a approved action.
Oh,
So
okay.
that
I was
was
like,
my
I will. Let's multi-action.
Infinite action.
I solved world hunger. I destroyed the Stela, and
But not until everyone gets their possibility back.
Kowalski and Brother Block. There are two doors to the kitchen, as I clearly stated. Kowalski comes out one, Block comes out the other. You. You're going first. You just scream it across the board. Everyone turns and looks, but you're only pointing at one guy. And he turns around, and he gives you the milky eye stare. What?
I'm the boss of the kitchen.
He gives you a look. Now, Kit or Delilah or Zorba would interpret that look as sheer confusion. You, though, Kowalski, I think that's set up by Delilah and Kit. You interpret that as pure defiance.
I'm not the smallest thing called him Techno Demon.
The defiance gets stronger. What do you do?
I walk up to the table
Okay.
and I pick up drinks in each hand
Okay.
and I throw them in his face.
Just double fisting.
Give me an intimidate check.
Okay.
Okay, for this to work, I feel like you and I can't be involved. So it's Cosmo
One.
versus Cosmo.
Right.
Or if we are involved, it's
So
have to be
that's
very
a-
trickly.
That's a 13.
All
Yeah.
right.
It's
So-
Cosm versus Cosm here.
You throw alcohol in his face, and the other shock troopers all reach for their KK8s. Brother Block, what do you do? Your
How many shock troopers are sitting at this table?
3 shock troopers and an officer.
3 shock troopers and an officer. Okay. Does targeting more than one character count as multiple action, or does it have to be separate
It
action?
has to be separate skills to be a multi-action.
Separate skills. Gotcha,
Otherwise,
gotcha.
it's a
Okay.
multi-target.
Well, so I'm going to I'm going to attempt to intimidate and maneuver
Okay.
2 of the regular mooks.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Ah. Okay. So it'll be -8 altogether for the maneuver and the intimidate. I got a 12, which isn't going to help at all. So I'm going to spend a possibility.
Well, I'll let you use the second chance card that I played.
Oh, no,
Which
it's
is,
okay. I'll be all right.
All right.
Hang on.
Because I have 1 card down now too, so I've got an action, and I did 10 on the possibility. Oh, just another. But that still makes it a 20. That's 8 plus. So the intimidate on both of the mooks is a 10.
Okay.
And my maneuver is also a 10. So this is what I would like to do, and tell me if I need to spend more stuff. I would like
at a
to,
10 on both, you got a regular success.
All right, cool. What I'm going to do is, would a 13 make it a good success?
A 13 would make it a good success.
Excellent. Then I'm going to play my action card and make it a 13. And I am going to kick the table that they're sitting at into the air and then
Okay.
smash it to bits with my hammer as an intimidation move.
So I'm assuming vulnerable insight.
Yeah.
It is very intimidating. They all. All right.
We need them to brawl us too, though.
Well, this one's called Weird Science. Oh, Ben, you get a. Where'd my Destiny deck go?
Kowalski bend or block?
Sorry, Brother Block, you get a new Destiny card, and it is action. All right, so the new card is Weird Science. Energy weapons and attacks and science tests are favored this round. Kowalski, you do have energy weapons. Heroes go first, and attack maneuver are the approved actions.
How many Nile Empire people are here besides that table of?
There's a bunch of Nile Empire people. This is like the only guard squad, like official, like off-duty soldiers.
I'm gonna go over to whatever the nearest piano is and start singing the Nile Empire national anthem.
Oh, trying to like.
Yeah, trying to sort of rouse up everybody, get these guys to fight the.
Oh, why don't you give
Tharkaldi
me?
guy.
Why don't you give me wait to fight the Tharkaldi guy?
Yeah, we-
Apparently, the sacrificial.
Okay, so give me a taunt.
Taunt.
so that's going to be a 16, which is a 3.
Sorry, Ben.
It's all good.
The bar is coming for you.
Yeah, we don't want the whole bar fighting him.
Listen,
We just need that one
That's-
table.
Going to be a 19 total.
a 19 total is an outstanding success. So as the piano is beautifully played, and the Nile Empire sort of rousing national.
Hail Mobius.
Hail Mobius, Lord of 8-ish worlds. Ben, a bunch of other people get involved, or Kowalski, a bunch of other people get involved in this bar fight.
All right.
So, who's going next? Hey, you're in the kitchen, and you're at one door, and like all of the kitchen staff are at the other door.
Yeah, Brother Block, I think Kowalski could use this shield more than I could. 'Cause I'm not in this fight yet.
That's what you think, but we'll see.
That's right.
If Kit shouts out to me, then I will say, fine, Tink, garde the demon.
Yeah.
And Tink will run over to the demon.
Okay, this
Alright.
drone comes right at you, but it's to protect you. What are you doing?
So the table is apparently just exploded.
Yeah, there is no table anymore. Drinks are everywhere.
Is he like still sitting there like in his chair?
No, he has got.
Okay. All right. In that case, I will. I guess I'll come up to him and just punch him in the nose.
Even though energy weapons are favored this round.
I don't. I'm a good guy.
Okay, I appreciate that. Roll.
I'm not gonna kill the man.
It's gonna be a bar brawl.
So you can pull punch, but go ahead.
Okay.
Give me your punch roll. Delilah, what are you gonna do?
I'm assuming
You and Kit are at one door. Everyone else is at the other door.
Yeah, because I know we can't really, if we're trying to do Cosm versus Cosm, we can't appear to be involved on the side of the Tharkoldu. But you're not Nile Empire.
I've got my machete.
All right, give me a melee weapons roll as you go running in. What'd you get?
I got a 12.
You got a 12.
Not great.
That is a standard success. So what is the base damage on your punch, your fist? What's your strength?
My strength, that's an 8.
You ring his bell, but you don't do a wound, so he takes shock.
All right.
You punch, like a tooth goes flying, it's a little bit of blood. His eyes go wide, and he actually pulls out. You punch him. We'll get to him in a second. What did you get, Kaylee? And then Brother Block.
I rolled a 10.
Okay, so that explodes, so you get to roll again.
Got another 10.
All right, you're at 20. Keep going. Oh, here, use these.
Take more. Oh, you could use these two.
Got a 12.
So you're at a 32.
Nice.
And then do I add the melee weapon?
Yes, you're at plus 10 whatever your melee weapon is.
12.
So a 22.
This Carson now.
What is the damage on your what is the damage on your weapon?
11.
All right, and then it's an outstanding success, so you're at 11, and then you get to roll 2d6, 2 of the bonus dice of damage.
We might regret this.
Kurt, is it too late to just change like legacy of the Nabataeans? We regret this plan. What did you get on your 2 dice?
8.
8. So that's a 19. Okay.
Can I play my second chance to like make her roll?
So you walk up behind one of these guys who is clearly leveling a rifle at the back of Kowalski's head, and you bring your machete down and you cut off the left arm, and the rifle just sort of falls to the ground, and he looks at you, and he passes out and hits the floor. And at this point, chaos
The answer.
block.
It's hammer time, bro.
I'd like to say I regret nothing.
We said we all tried stuff.
Shall I swing on Milky Eye?
I don't know what that means.
The one who's attacking. Who's
Oh,
attacking you.
Yeah, the
sure.
one-
Oh, the Milky Eye. Gotcha. I thought that was like maybe a French saying.
No, okay, no. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I believe that Kowalski can fight his own battles, and because energy weapons are favored, I will unholster my God meter pistol and fire at the two the two mooks that I scared the heck out of by flipping over the table.
All right, so that'll their vulnerability will negate your multi-target penalty. Ben,
All right, I
you
got an
roll.
8, so I'll go with the favored.
Here you go, Ben.
All right. Uh, Fine. So that's a 12 on both of them.
All right, a 12 is a 12 is. Can you get to a 13?
Sure can. Yep. Let's see. That would take it up to 27. So now it is a 17.
Okay, that is a good success. Roll your bonus dice for damage and tell me what the total is. These books are dead. I mean, they asked you to deal with it. You guys are... It's all right. It's fine.
One of them gets hit
Am I gonna make money
for
posters for people? Yeah, totally. But...
16, and one gets hit for 15.
All right. So you wade in with the hammer, and 2 of these shock troops go down. It is only the officer left.
Yeah, we really just wanted to.
Adrenaline is your card.
We did not realize that these guys would hit this hard.
All right, Ben, what is your dodge?
My dodge?
Yeah, Kowalski.
My dodge is 14. It exploded. Okay, good. Good job.
Rolling happening.
Is that 3 times exploding?
Just it's okay. That's a possibility.
Okay.
All right, so 20, 31, 50. So a 50 is a plus 13 to, and what's your dodge there, Kowalski?
14.
14. So 23 versus 14, not quite an outstanding success. Just missed it. Missed it by that much. All right, Kowalski. What is your toughness modified by the hard light drone?
And how much is the hard light drone?
6.
All right, so that is a total of 18.
All right. You will take 2 shock from this.
Okay,
As the
but my implant, my pain suppression implant, reduces that by 1.
so you would take 1 shock.
Okay, 1 shock.
Yeah. At this point, this guy, if he goes first, he's running.
He is the boss in the kitchen. He
Okay.
is the boss in the
That's
kitchen.
right. You hear, chef, head, chef.
Okay, if we go first, I think those of us not involved should get to the guards and be like, aren't you going to stop this? Cosm versus Cosm?
Kowalski, you take 1 more point of shock as this Nile Empire guy brings a chair right across your back. You don't really feel it, and he looks at you, and the other 4 just like bounce off the hard light. And this guy's holding like 2 chair legs and just slowly backing away.
Oh, one thing we forgot, JM. The hard light drone is electrified, so the person who punched anyone who actually manages to hit Kowalski has to take 8 damage plus 1 BD.
What? Everybody dies.
Yeah, that bursts into flames, and the guy drops to his knees screaming as his hands are horribly burnt. Thundering Calamity.
That's the name of the next
That's
one.
the name of the next card.
Also, Ben.
Also possibly the title of this stream. Once this card takes effect, after the GM chooses a card from each Storm Knight's action pool and discards it. What's in your action pool?
Oh, that's the one we already played in here.
Mm-hmm.
My action pool is Second Wind.
All right, that's gone. Second Chance is gone.
Uh,
Oh, you got them all.
Glory.
Oh, I almost feel bad for that
Yeah,
one.
so each friend take an action.
No, I feel bad because I've murdered a lot of people.
Heroes are stymied, but they go second, and this guy books it into the streets.
This the big guy.
Yeah, the big guy. Kit, you can see from upstairs, the twins' eyes are like. The woman reaches into her jacket and pulls out a cigarette case and just throws it at you.
I catch it.
Yeah, it's a nice cigarette case. You can see it's got the name of the bar on it. The Bash Cieslaren Setzi, but it doesn't have. It's got a weird bird, almost like a hawk on it, and it's got a little clasp on it. And when you open it up, there's a piece of paper inside and a row of cigarettes on the other.
Ooh, I would like to look at that paper.
It is an address on the street of the Asp.
Ho ho ho.
And this guy runs out into the street. Like, he's actually going to make a maneuver check to get as far away from you. But no, that's a 20. It's 34, 44, 53. He's gone. Like, no. He rolled a plus 14 to his maneuver. So you guys will have to, like, if you guys want to turn this into a chase scene, you can.
I think we should also run out, but not chase him.
I don't want to speak for Kowalski, but I have developed a fondness for the kitchen staff, and I would like to make sure that they're all okay.
They are fine, Brother Block. And as Brother Block goes to check on the staff, as the rest of the crew flees into the streets of Istanbul, as somewhere someone is talking to a sketch artist. And then there was a demon, and then there was this dude who looked like a knight from the Crusades, and wanted posters are being generated. We will come to the end of our session for tonight.
Kowalski is celebrating in the middle of the
Well, chat, I hope you enjoyed this. This has been, guys, I hope you had fun. This was not necessarily what I had planned for the night. I feel bad for Kirk, who wrote up our description, which was nothing like I had planned. Which is fine. That's the beauty of Torg. Torg has skills and cards and possibilities that make things like this go crazy, and that's fine. So, you guys got into a bar fight. You met a bunch of people. You almost never saw them again. You discovered the head behind the bar, which was not expected for the first night. Delilah, as you guys walk into the streets, you can see Stephanos is sitting there, just kind of dejected on the street as you guys go running out. But we will be back next week with the next act, or the next session of Legacy of the Nabataeans, which is maybe our first arc. I may not have named this first arc correctly. We will see how it all turns out. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. This was a lot of. I love running this game, so I was at the seat of my pants the entire time. I hope you guys saw how much fun I was having with this. Chat, is always great to see you. Phantom, thank you so much for being our moderator and our connection with the outside world while we're doing this. Again, to everyone on here, please, please, please check out the bundle of holding. If you don't have the PDFs of Torg, go check it out. It's a great place to pick them up. If you do have them, but you want to get them for someone else or point someone else to there, again, it's going to a great cause. It is a great deal on the PDFs. Go check it out. We'll be back next week on Torg's Day Night with more Torg Eternity. This is, I'm JM, or GM, who is barely in control. I have these wonderful Storm Knights whose team we have not yet named, but, Thundering Calamity it's currently our top runner. And we will see you all in a week. Thank you all for joining in and tuning in and watching. If you like what we do, please consider subscribing to the channel. If Rook has not already gifted you with a subscription to the channel, as always, thank you, Rook, for your generosity. Check out all the other great shows on the Ulysses International channel. We have a ton of Torg backlogs. We have a ton of Fading Suns shows, and this is the start of a brand new campaign. If you have ever been interested in Torg Eternity, or have somebody who may be interested in it, point them our way. We will be glad to show off all of the mechanics, all of the rules, all of the zaniness that is Torg. So to my players who have stepped into Istanbul, thank you so much for joining me. This is just going to be
That's what they
fun.
stepped into.
That's right. It's squished under your feet and it's kind of stuck, like the floor of a movie theater. But you keep coming back. So we will see you all in a week. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. We will all see you then. Until next time, have a good one. Well, that was
Delightful.
delightful. This has
I did
been
not expect that.